Good morning. We're doing a rewatch today. Um, this one is a little fast forwarded. We're somewhere at the beginning, but I don't have my 5 minute upload because the game dropped and we had to save and do all the saving things. So we're going to see kind of where we're at. But I know that we're not super in because I haven't started at all trying to fight Ethan, who's going to do a miraculous job over here of holding. Ethan's hold is solid, while the fight over here is going to be more entertaining. We see that teams are Taylor, who is the Spanish, and we have Larry as the Ethiopians, I believe. Yes, the Ethiopians. And then, who's yellow fellow? Oh, I'm yellow. Of course I'm yellow, because I am an idiot. I believe that I went to Indians. If I was going to correct. Yes, Indians. And then, of course, who stole my black color? Alex, the thief, playing as the Persians. This game was played on the Bro Trip recently, which, for those of you that went, it was wonderful having you. Jake, of course, was the Rootin' Tootins. And Austin, I believe, was a Warren. Oh no, Spencer is Warren. Spencer was the Huns. That was a mistake, Spencer. I don't know why you would make such a silly mistake. Meanwhile, Barzy is the Spanish, and Ethan, as green, is, I believe, the Turks. Yes, the Turks. The dig-in civ, if you will. Man, they're hard to beat. So let's see how our fight goes. We're gonna see that the fighting is gonna be right here. We've got Jake going. We've got Spencer. You got to be plunging those targets. They're not a good fighting unit. They're good at raiding. They're wonderful destroying building units. And you can see just like the three guys almost brought down all of that. But it is what it is. The fight continues over here. Meanwhile, on the other side, not a lot's going on. We're mostly just playing with our dicks. We see that I was trying to get through over here, and now Ethan goes crazy over here. Trying to cut in, but it's not happening. On the other side, there was a fight going on for their lives. Is there anything going on? No, there's not anything over here yet. They're walling off preemptively, just like we don't want them to do what we're trying to do to them. And the fight continues. Meanwhile, we've cut around on this side here, and Ethan is just holding for dear life. It was a mistake to open this up. It's going to allow for a lot of these dudes to kind of just go crazy. As we see, Barzy is just everywhere this game. On the other side, they are still fighting over this spot. Whoever seems to own this spot. Oh, wait. So they've taken out that. We see that Taylor has walled this all off and is sending troops like crazy. Meanwhile, Jake has brought forth trebs that are destroying the castles. Taylor's doing the cavalry mixed with hand cannoneers mix, which is solid against the Teutons. Meanwhile, Barzy is over here flexing. You see, they're destroying buildings, and it is getting ugly over here. We're just sending so many troops to try and hold. Jacob Barzy opening this up was a mistake, because it just allowed Barzy to just funnel troops around this bottleneck that Ethan loves, might I add. And we are holding for our lives. On the other side, we see that Taylor has kind of pushed the front a little forward, and Larry as well. Man, these Shota warriors, they're created fast, but I don't know that they're great against the Teutonic Knights. They're high attack, low armor, so they die so quickly. So, I don't know. Just my thoughts on the matter. Meanwhile, on the other side, we see Barzy has pushed so much, and we're holding on this line here. Right? This is this is the fight zone, but there's like there's 3 holes that we've got to get. Meanwhile, Ethan's building his towers forward, just turtling. And Alex is just throwing troops as fast as he can. On the other side, Larry and Taylor have moved forward and in. We see that these ships are starting to come into play. They need bombard, they need the bombard ships. Bombard cannon galleons. That's what it's cannon galleons. Meanwhile, Jake and Spencer are just fighting for their lives as Larry is doing to them what Ethan has been doing to us, although we've kind of pushed them back, as we see. Barzy is all in over here, and and Ethan has so many bombard cannons. How many we got? 37 bombard cannons over here, just waiting to shoot because they have such great long range. Meanwhile, we keep on fighting. Those guys are going to die quickly. Over here, they've pushed them back. Sorry about that. I had to go because we've got teenage girls that get very angry. So, anyways, we got Jake is starting to put forward a front. We see that Spencer is just... These Huns are not the unit that you want. I think that this is playing a major role in this game that I wasn't aware of in the game, because they're playing great over there. On the other side, we see that we've kind of pushed back Barzy and Ethan. See here. And there's just this horde of winged Tazars. Meanwhile, we've got all these ships over here. I seriously would delete these and build bombard cannon ships. Bombard cannon galleons. Meanwhile, Jake has just queued up 4 castles. Meanwhile, on the other side, we see that Taylor is like, I'm tired of this mother effers. Which sounds exactly like what Taylor would say. Jake has preemptively walled this section and has definitely quarantined off everything. Let's see what Taylor does. We're getting... Oh, this is starting to turn into something dangerous over here. They're starting to roll, but Taylor is like, I'm going. And they can see it. They know he's here. And Taylor's in. Boom, boom, boom. Sending troops. We've got... Maybe even got a castle up over here. Holy cow. Meanwhile, on this front, they have flexed and moved forward. We're seeing that they're coming forward. We still haven't gone anywhere. This is all just the same. But they are going. Now, if Spencer can get these guys into the trade, that's going to be bad. It looks like he's going to plunge some dude. No, not so much. Taylor is like, I am going to take this section if it's the last thing I do. That's one thing. These rams are so good against the bombard towers. The bombard towers only do like 1 damage to the siege rams. So rams are a great anti-tower if you can keep everybody else out. And now Taylor's into Jake. Poor Jake, because Jake has played just a monstrous game. Meanwhile, Jake is over here. They have wiped out this front. But it doesn't matter because Taylor's up over here and he's in like sin on Jake. Meanwhile, on the other side, we see that I am cutting as well because I was just tired of fighting into nothing. I was like, well, I'm gonna go the long way, which isn't gonna do much. So we see that Barzy has turned now, and Taylor's just filled this with towers. It's so great, and they are pushing back, but we've split the fronts. Meanwhile, Spencer is doing his best to 1v1 with Larry. And I've popped out over here. We've got all these. Of course, Barzy was effing waiting for it. Like, these were just chilling here. I was so mad when I like pull through and Barzy's just like, "Oh hi guys, I'm ready for you." Barzy played an insane game this game. But the fight goes on. And we see that over here, Ethan is still holding, like, oh man. And Barzy is pushed forward. We're trying to just do the old reach around, but they have walled off. And Ethan digs in. They build up all these towers. Meanwhile, that's interesting. Surrounding the units like that. Oh, and we see that, oh gosh, you can't really see them, but there's these orange dudes, the Tarkins, are in the base right now, just kind of having free roam. You know, you can see all the orange in there. All that orange is them. Meanwhile, Taylor's over here. Oh, and Taylor's got these troops over here. But he's keeping them in the back. Being sneaky. But they're a little bit more on their heels now than before. Oh, that's open. Interesting. Barzy's going forward. We see that Alex is starting to move forward as well. And Larry and Taylor. They have since removed almost all. I think there might be like one still in here, but not that many. And Taylor keeps pushing. I'm amazed at how well they did at surviving. Going crazy. And Taylor starts plunging, and Jake's just like, I'm done. Freaking done. Game is over. And that was essentially the game, because it's over. But, well played on both sides. I think without this cut, which, you know, that's Taylor's Mr. Cutter. You know, I think who knows how long that this would have lasted, because this was kind of in their favor. Jake was doing some heavy lifting, and you know, who knows, on this side, I don't know that we ever would have beaten this. This was just so well defended. But GG, guys. Let's look at some stats. Boom. So Ethan with the high military score. How many dudes did he kill? Ethan killed almost 3,000. While Jake had probably the best KD, more than 2-1. So good for Jake. Well played, sir. Taylor, of course, was the one that actually won the game. It was entertaining. It was a good game. Let's see here. With our econ, Spencer had the most food. Of course, Jake's got the most wood. Take that with what you will, Jake. Of course, Taylor's the most stoned, and Lars had the most gold. Lars is a rich man. Technology, with that fast castle. Spencer not too far behind. Barzy, what happened to your castle, man? It was all over the place. Meanwhile, Larry built 11 castles. Jake built 6. I'm surprised that Jake only built 6. I thought that you had more. You know, it is what it is. GG, guys. Until next time, Captain Firemate out.